Good evening, friends. We know that within 3 months our NEET exams will be there, so we are going to revision. I'm going to start your crash courses for biology. Means within 40 days we are going to cover your entire 37 chapters. So it's 40 days crash courses. I'll start your first chapter, the living worlds. The living worlds in living means all organisms surrounding with us. It will be a fungi, uh, fungi, bacteria, um, animals, plants. These are living things. In this chapter, we are going to learn characteristic of living beings, general classification of living beings, classification and its needs, taxonomy and systematics, tools for study of taxonomy, classification of living worlds, kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom fungi, lichens, viruses. The five kingdom classification, uh, it is a very famous five kingdom classifications. It is by R.H. Whittaker sir in 1969. The five kingdom classification is classified by R.H. Whittaker sir in 1969. There are some characteristics. With the help of this characteristic, we can decide it will be a living organisms or non-living organisms. The first character is growth. Growth is the first character. All living organisms they increase their size or biomass, means they increase their weight and size, so it is known as growth. Reproduction means producing the same kinds of offspring which will be the same in physiological character and genetical character is known as reproductions. Consciousness means uh, react reacting to the environment. It will be a physical, chemical, and biological. Physical means suppose that anywhere the temperature will increase, our body will react immediately. So it is known as physical, physical consciousness. Chemical consciousness. Suppose that our body will come in contact with any chemicals, it reacts and forms a chemical. So it is known as consciousness. Biological. Biological consciousness means suppose that we will come in a contact with virus or bacteria, so our body will react according to the organism. So it is known as biological consciousness. Next, cellular organizations. Cellular organization is a defining feature of living forms. We know that cell is the unit of life. Our cell is made up of different things, and it contains a cytoplasm, protoplasm, um, and different things, nucleus, mitochondria, and all these things. So, and with the help of all reactions and all these things is going on in a within cells and produce the energy. So it is very important. Next is the biological organizations. In our body, the main four molecules is the carbohydrate, proteins, and lipid and nucleic acid. These are main four types of molecules. Next, respirations, evolution, homeostasis, and metabolism. Respiration is a very important in living beings. With the help of respiration, they produce energy. Uh, we uh, uh, we take oxygen from the environment. In respirations, the energy breaking by the carbon-carbon bonds of complex compound through oxidation leading to release energy which is stored in form of ATP, and after that ATP will break and it will form ADP and IP, monophosphate and plus energy like this. Next is the evolution means with the it's time take process with according to environment or body get adapt or organisms body get adapt and it will change according to environments. Example, before earlier we had tail, but we don't have right now. So it's types of evolutions. Our body evolved according to the environment. Next is the homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintain a constant internal environment. So it is a homeostasis. Next is a metabolism. Metabolism means sum of total all chemical reaction occurring in our body. Means anabolism and catabolism. So both we known as metabolism. Next, osmoregulator, and these are different. Some are general classification according to on different basis, like on body temperature. It is divided into two types: ectothermic, endothermic. Ectothermic means cold-blooded animals, and endothermic means warm-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals means their uh, blood temperature change according to environment, so it is known as cold-blooded animals. And endothermic means their body maintain themselves. They cannot change according to their environments. Means in our body, in warm season or in a cold season, we maintain our body maintain a 37 degrees Celsius. So it is known as warm-blooded animals. S- On the basis of living in salinity, it is divided into two types: stenohaline and euhaline. It is not so much important. Next is a biodiversity. Biodiversity is very important. What is the meaning of biodiversity? Biodiversity means living all organisms surrounding the environment is known as biodiversity. So here we can see geographical location has its own flora and fauna. In any particular area, the all organisms which animals, bacteria, fungi, these are types of biodiversity. Now, next is a classification and its needs. Classification and its need. uh, Necessity bars. What is the meaning of classification? We classify, we according to different character, we put in different groups. It's types of classifications, like we have name, after that surname. So it's types of classification, different surnames. Why it is important? It is important for convenience of study, knowledge of adaptations, knowledge of sequence and of evolution, knowledge of phylogenetic relationship, discovery of new organisms. With the help of classification, we can easily find the animals and their relations with the different family and groups and all these things. So it's very important. The Carolus Linnaeus is a very famous scientist. Binomial nomenclature is given by Carolus Linnaeus. In his book Systema Nature, it is very important. There are three main types of classification: artificial classifications, natural classification, phylogenetic classification. Artificial classification means we classify the organisms according to morphological characters, habit, colors, number, form, some similar features. So it is known as artificial classifications. Now next is the natural classifications. In natural classification, we classify organisms according to their morphology, anatomy, embryology, phytochemistry, and ultrastructure. So it is known as natural classifications. Next is the phylogenetic classifications. In phylogenetic classifications, it is classified on the basis of evolutionary descendant of organization. It is a evolutionary descendant group of organisms. Next, nomenclature. Nomenclature means giving a name is known as nomenclature. Nomenclature, there are some various codes for nomenclature like ICBN, ICJN, ICNB, ICNCP, ICNTV. The ICBN is for Botanical Nomenclature, International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. ICZN is for International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. ICNB for International Code for Nomenclature of Bacteria. INCP is International Code of Nomenclature for Cultivated Plants. And ICTV is International Committee for Taxonomy of Virus. This committee give a name to the virus. There are different types of specimen. It's not too much important. Holotype, isotype, paratype, syntype, lectotype, neotype. These are types of some specimens, typotypes. Next, there are two types of names, vernacular names and scientific names. In vernacular names means the name according to local names. So it is known as vernacular name. Like in mango, it is a vernacular names. In different region, we know mango as a amba. These are vernacular names. Next, scientific name. Scientific name, it is three types: polynomial nomenclature, trinomial nomenclature, binomial nomenclature. Polynomial nomenclature contains genus, species, and different. So it is known as polynomial. Poly means many. Trinomial nomenclature contains genus, species. So it contains three names. So it is trinomial nomenclature. Next is the binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature, it contains two names of species, genus and species. Like that, mango, it is known as Mangifera indica. Mangifera, it is a genus, and indica, it is a species. So it is a binomial nomenclature. It is very famous nomenclature. It is given by Carolus Linnaeus. So it is very important. Now there are some modern trends in taxonomy now. It's phonetic classifications. Phonetic classification is based on overall similarity of organisms evaluated without any related to phylogeny. And phylogenetic trees, also known as zoological tree at dendrogram. Numerical taxonomy, karyotaxonomy. Karyotaxonomy is nucleus and chromosome. Karyo means nucleus. So karyotaxonomy. Numerical taxonomy is based on statistical methods. Numerical means statistical methods. There are number of characters classify according to number of characters. Experimental taxonomy is based on experimental determination of genetic interrelationships. Cytotaxonomy, cyto means cells. It is based on cytological information like chromosome, number of structure, and behavior. chemotaxonomy. Next is chemo. Chemo means chemicals. Chemotaxonomy emphasis on the chemical constituents of organisms. So it is chemotaxonomy. Next, okay. According to ICBN, ICBN means International Center for Botanical Nomenclature. In botany, give we classify organisms in different like division, subdivision, class, order, suborder, family, genus, species. So these are category. Next is a taxonomies. These are taxonomy hierarchy. Kingdom. First kingdom. Kingdom is animal. Kingdom Animalia, Plantae. These are kingdoms. After the divisions in plants, phylum in animals. After that class. After that order. After that family. After the genus. After that species. Now, next. So here the concept is species is a fundamental smallest unit of life. The smallest unit of life. Just 1 second. Species is the fundamental unit of smallest unit of classifications. It is recognized by John Ray. And biological dynamic concept was proposed by Lamarck. And static concept is proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Biological concept of species is proposed by Ernst Mayr. So next one. Few important points related to concept of species. Taxonomic species are the species having binomial name. Sibling species are two distinct species which do not interbreed but otherwise difficult to separate on the basis of morphological character alone. Sibling, we know a sibling name is showing sibling. Taxonomic species. Allopatric species are species having exclusive area of geographical distributions. In particulars, allopatric, it is known as allopatric in particular one area. So it is known as allopatric species. Sympatric species. The species having overlapping area of geographical distribution. So it is known as sympatric. Now next is a parapatric species. Parapacific species are species with adjacent geographical ranges meeting in very narrow zone of overlaps. So it is known as parapatric species. Allochronic species. Allochronic species are belonging to different times and periods. It is not much important. There are different synchronic species belonging to same periods. Linear species or taxonomic species distinct on the basis of morphological grounds. And keystone means keystone is very important. Species play a key role or central role in ecology of place. So it is known as keystone species. There are different tools we use for study of taxonomy, like first herbariums, botanical gardens, museums, zoological park. These are some tools of we study. With the help of these tools we study taxonomy. First is a herbarium. Herbarium means we stored some plants specimens. After that we dried it with the help of some chemicals and all these things. We preserved it on a seed, so it is known as herbariums. and we give a name on upper side of the family, genus, species. After that, botanical gardens. These are very important. The biggest herbarium in the world is the Royal Botanical Garden. It is in England. It is in England. And in India, the Indian Botanical Garden, it is situated in Kolkata. So it is very important. Botanical garden means the all plants. It is for study purpose. All living plants will be in particular area. So it is known as botanical garden. There are different species, different species of plants. Yeah. So some name given here: Pisa Botanical Garden, Italy; Sipur, Sipur, and all these things. Next, museum. What is the meaning of museum? In museum, we preserve plants and animals. We preserve plants and animals. It is known as museum. We use different chemicals. There are different chemicals we use for preserving it. Um, like in India, in Mumbai, we can see a museum. Next is a zoological park. Zoological park means in zoological park means on a particular area. Zoological park means living living animals, wild animals kept in protected environments. So it is known as zoological parks. Taxonomic key is the one of the taxonomical aid used for identification of plants and animals. With the help of taxonomic key, we identify the animals or plants according to different character. Uh, we classify, and after that, with the help of taxonomic key, we find out the names of animals and plants. So it is a taxonomic key. Now, classification of living worlds. That different scientists divided the kingdoms on the basis of like earlier we know that Aristotle he first he classified the organisms. He classified organisms in two kingdoms like animals and plants, and also plants also divided into two types, means blooded RBC, RBC, red blood corpus animals, or without red blood corpus animals. Now, again, three kingdom classifications. Three kingdom classification is by E. Haeckel in 1866. So he divided into three kingdom classifications. Next is the four kingdom classification. It is by Copeland in 1956. Four kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Plante, and Animalia. First, after that, five kingdom classification. RS Whittaker's classified into five kingdom classifications: Monera, Protista, fungi, plants, and animals. Now, six kingdom classification is also there by Carl Bush. Carl Bush said given six kingdom classifications. We'll learn some characteristics in five kingdom classifications. On the basis of different characteristics, they divided into five kingdoms. First is the Monera, Protista, fungi, Plante, and Animalia. The cell types, the Monera, it's prokaryotics. Prokaryotics means prokaryotics before nuclear developments. So it's without nucleus. Next is the Protista. Protista, it's eukaryotics Fungi it's eukaryotic, plant it's eukaryotic, animal it's eukaryotic. Next, cell wall. The Monera's cell wall it's non-cellulosic. It's non-cellulosic means it contains polysaccharides and amino acids. So next is the protista. Uh, Cell wall present in some protista, and some protista cell wall will be absent. So and next is the fungi. The fungi the cell wall present without cellulose. And in plantae, we know that in plantae cell wall, the cellulose will be present. In animalia, the cell wall will be absent. The nuclear membrane will be absent in Monera and present in Protista, present in fungi, present in plantae, present in animalia. Mode of nutrition, body organization. Body organization, Monera is a unicellular, Protista is a unicellular. Uh, Here we can say differentiate. It's prokaryotic unicellular. It's a eukaryotic unicellular. There are differentiations. Fungi, it's multicellular and loose tissue. Fungi, it's multicellular or loose tissue. Plantae, it's multicellular organisms. All these are multicellular organisms. 3R. Mode of nutrition means how will they eat the food. Ammonia, it's autotrophic. They prepare their food with the help of light or chemicals. So, with the help of suppose that they will prepare the food by the help of chemical. So, it is known as chemosynthetics. Or suppose that they will prepare a food by the light. So, it is a photosynthetics. It is also a heterotropics and saprophytic parasitic. Heterotropics means they prepare their food on they take their food from the other organisms or other animals. So it's heterotropics also, and some saprophytics and parasitics. Now in protista it's autotropics, means they prepare their food with the help of photosynthetic, and it's also a heterotropics. Fungi, they they are heterotropics. They prepare their food from the others. It's saprophytic and parasitic. The fungi, we know that fungi found on dead animals also, or dead plants also. So it's a saprophytic, and fungi like that fungus grows in our body. So it's a parasitic also. So next is the plants. It's autotrophic. Their plants prepare their food with the help of light. So it's a autotrophics. Next, animalia. Animals are heterotropics. They cannot prepare their food by their own. So it's heterotropics. They took their food by the holozoic or saprophytics. Holozoic means they take the food inside of the body. So it's holozoic. Next, there are three domains of life: archaea, eubacteria, eukarya. It is known as domains. The membrane bounds in organelles in archaea it's absent, in bacteria it's absent, in eukarya it's present. The membrane lipid structure it's a branch in archaea and unbranched in eubacteria, and eukarya it's unbranched. The nuclear envelope outside of the nuclear, it is absent in archaea and eubacteria, absent, and in eukarya it is a present. The number of different RNA polymerase it's several in archaea, and eubacteria it's one, and eukarya it's several. Peptidoglycan in cell wall it's absent in archaea, in present in eubacteria, and absent in eukarya. So next one, the kingdom monera. We know that kingdom moneras it's a Prokaryotic unicellular organisms. It includes the prokaryotic organisms like bacteria, mycoplasma, actinomycetes, spirochetes, uh, rickets, chlamydia, and cyanobacteria. These are means it contains virus also. Member of the kingdom are known as monerans. Its lack in nuclear membrane, nucleolus, and chromatin means histoprotein and membrane-bound organelles. It will be lack in amounts, so it is in Monera, kingdom Monera. This genetic material is called nucleoids, xenophores, incipients, nuclears, prochromosomes. Okay, ribosomal RNA are 70 S types. Ribosomal RNA are 70 S type. There are two types of ribosomal RNA, 70 S and 80 S. So the in Moneras only 170 S types of ribosomal RNA will be present. Cell wall, it is made up of peptidoglycan, peptidoglycan, except in archaebacteria and mycoplasma. The reproduction by asexual by means of binary fission. Binary fission means their uh, body will divide. Suppose that this is the organisms, and after that their body will divide slightly uh, these types. So after that the body uh, will get separates here. So these are types of binary fissions. First nuclear will divide. Okay, nucleus will also divides with this help with cells. So types of reproduction. Kingdom Moreira, it's classified into two types: Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaebacteria means primitive bacteria. Includes its methanogenous, halophiles, thermocytophils. Eubacteria means what is eu? Eu means true bacteria. It includes cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, actinomycetes, rickettsia, and spirochetes. Okay, now first, Archaebacteria. It is a primitive type of bacteria. It is a primitive type of bacteria. The environment and earth, they are called extremophilous. Their cell wall lacks peptidoglycan. The peptidoglycan will be in less amount. The lipid contain pet, uh, phytanyl side chains. Phytanyl side chains. The yes. So all these things we are going to learn in next sessions. So thanks for watching me. Thank you so much.